And we're live.
Hey guys, good evening and welcome to my exciting channel. We're discussing Mandela effects and the like. Thanks for joining me today as we uncover the mysteries of the Mandela effect itself and find out the true meaning of it all. We must discover what is really happening, what is really going on to change these things that we know and hold dear to us. And let us help others discover the meaning of the Mandela effect, how it affects them, and the price of milk. Thank you. And be sure to hit the like and subscribe down below.
All right. So yeah, hey, welcome everyone. We're back for another jam-packed week. We've got several brand new Mandela effects to share with everyone. Like I said, I hope you have a good week. Hope you had a good week this week, and so we're ready to go. Theresa Lynch is with us, and she has the birthdays list, and she's going to be also talking about. You want to tell them what you're going to be talking about tonight, Theresa?
It's regarding an old Mandela effect. I'm not sure who found it, but I did post it a few years ago because I went back and looked, and I didn't realize I had posted this. So I posted it again today, not knowing that I had already posted it, regarding when spring falls on. And I want to ask the chat. Brian, are you able to, do you want me to do the birthday list first, or do you want to bring up the post in the group about what I'm going to talk about?
We could do the. Well, I'm kind of intrigued now that you got my attention. So tell me. So I just go to your group?
Yes, you can. Yes, you may.
All
and
right.
how's my volume doing? And I apologize, people. I happen to talk loud, so Brian's got to control my voice. Yeah, I've always been a loudspeaker. Sorry. I have a good reason why. My father, when he was alive, he lost part of his hearing. He used to work for a defense place in Florida, and he lost part of his hearing. So I'm so used to yelling. I apologize, but my dad, he lost a lot of his hearing. So I was constantly talking loud. So
it's cool. So I'm on my website. So take me to your group. How do I get to your group here?
To get to my group, you have to go to, you see it? It's right there. MRRH Facebook group. And if any of you guys have not joined this group, if you are interested in joining it, this is the name of my group. It is a private group, as you see. And if you make sure you answer all the questions, and before you get in,
what am I looking at here in the discussion?
You're going to scroll down, see where it says "Spring has sprung" to the right. To the right, you see it? Spring has sprung. Yeah, click on that.
Oh, and this one. Okay.
No. That's us talking about the show. Okay, if you want, you just scroll down. Yeah, there it is. Stop right there. You want me to read it? Okay. So,
yeah, go for it.
As we know, today is the 20th, correct, Brian?
Yes.
Well, I remember, and not just me, a lot of other people remember spring falling on the 21st. But in this timeline, spring started today, which today is the 20th. And now it's supposedly it could be on any of these days, the 20th, 21st, or 22nd, depending on the year. And as you see, it says in my reality, I remember spring equinox starting tomorrow, or actually starting tomorrow, not today. And I want to know how many people in the chat, do you remember spring? And look at all the comments. Go ahead and show the comments, Brian. Go ahead, hit 5 comments.
I'm showing them. Yeah. Deborah was saying here, I remember 21st. Yeah. Sharon says, I remember 21st. Yeah, she says, oh my gosh, you're right. Always the 21st. Yeah, it was always the 21st for me.
Same for me.
Yeah.
On here.
And I was like, oh, what do you mean it's spring today? And I'm looking like, no, it's not spring. And I said, oh my God, it's spring today. And I was thinking tomorrow, because I was gonna wear my pretty spring flowered shirt, and I had it all, sitting out for tomorrow. But I'm still gonna wear it tomorrow, even though today's spring, even though tomorrow should have been spring.
Risa, you want to tell us who's in this group? I see it looks like Cynthia Sue Larson's in there.
Oh, we have a lot of people.
Jeff's
Moneybags
in
is in my
there.
group. Yeah, Moneybags is there.
Esther's in there.
Esther's in
Yeah.
there. We
See Evan
have
Powers. Evan Powers,
Evan
he's
Powers. E-Man's in there.
Bigsby.
We have a lot of creative people here in the group. A lot of people who are, I guess you call it content creators. Is that what you call it, Sandy?
Right.
Content creators.
Yeah.
Right. And let me just post the website. You can go to Mandela Effect
Thank
Awareness, or you can just Google it on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Search it on Facebook.
And like I said, it is a private group, but all you have to do is just answer the questions and you'll get right in. And
Awesome.
anything you post is kept in the group. So because it's not what you call public, it's private.
Well, did you guys enjoy that last night? For all of you who got to see the video, we called up a couple of places, right, Theresa?
Yeah. Do you want to show a snippet of it, maybe, and let
No.
Sandy see?
It's okay. Just go back through the history of my videos, guys.
Right.
The last video before this one.
Who did we call, Brian? Brian,
what?
Who did we call? If you want to remind people, who did we call?
We called Second and Charles, and we called who else did we call? Was it
JC Penney?
JC Penney, yeah, we called JC Penney.
Yeah, we called a bookstore about the Berenstein Bears, and we also called JC Penney about the spelling of their name, which is now Penney. And a lot of people like myself and a lot of people remember Penny. And they both admitted that's what they remembered. That's what they remembered, right, Brian?
Yeah, no, that was the first time in a while, right, Theresa? Because I've been out of the Mandela Effect for a year while I was finishing up my school, and we haven't done really much, where we call people and try to wake them up a little bit.
It's fun. Brian and I used to do it all the time.
Yeah.
If you go back a couple years, we used to do it a lot. It was so fun.
Yeah, it is very fun. It's always fun trying to reach out to people and
wake them up.
I haven't really. I gotta say, I can't really say I've had a whole lot of negative backlash. I know some people get, all touchy, when you tell them that their reality isn't the same or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then other people just don't care. That's the most thing that I find is that people just don't seem to care, right, Jeff? I think
that's what gets me. I don't understand how people can't care about it. It drives me crazy that they don't care. Like, it's the most important thing that's ever happened.
Yes,
it's life-changing. I mean, my whole life has changed since the Mandela Effect. I'm a completely different person now.
I've changed a lot myself.
Yeah, and I think it's a positive change, actually.
Yes.
It opens your eyes to more new experiences, and I made a lot of friends with all you guys and have my own Facebook group, and it's just so much,
I think we have a wonderful community, right, guys?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And we may not be in agreement 100% of the time.
True.
Like there's things that I see, some other people don't see. There's things you guys see. So it just it's a nice community because you can talk it out with other people. Basically.
Yeah, and that was a great show last night, and I can confirm the JC Penney thing because I worked there 3 times, and there was no E at the end like that before.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny when the people that work there even admitted that it was JCPENNY.
Yeah.
Yeah, they know.
I got a confession last night from 2 people. One that works with books, and the other one works in the department store, JCPenney.
Yeah. We got to do Chick-fil-A next, Brian.
And if I could rename my channel without messing anything up, I'd probably call it Mandela Effect Confirmed.
We could call it live call-ins or so, actually live call-outs, not ins. Like something, just spend the whole hour just calling different people. That would be a fun one.
Yeah,
crazy.
We could look into that. Yeah, because we haven't done that in a while.
That's so fun.
Sandy, which one? Can you give me direction here? So which one am I doing first?
Brian, birthdays.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Do the birthdays, Theresa.
Thank you. Okay, here we go, and I'll do it fast. So yesterday, excuse me. The first birthday was March 17th. I'm going back a few days, so happy belated birthday for the people who already had their birthday. Need input was March 17th. Jennifer Lambert, March 18th. Yesterday we had yesterday, March 19th, we had 2 birthdays, Matthew Reed and Josh McCarthy. March 24th, we got Adrian Esquivel, also known as Lord Celtic Frost. And also Paul Canniff is on the same day with Adrian. March 26th is Nick Ravs. March 30th is Shane Uotf, with also Bias on the Fence. He's got his own show. And last but not least, March 31st is Miccah Leonard. And I'm just going to throw in April 1st for Mark Fewings. And that's it. Happy belated birthday, everyone. And happy birthday when your birthday comes. Thank you. That's it, Brian.
Okay.
I'm ready.
So-
Let's move on to the Mandelas. That's what they're here
Great.
for.
So which one am I starting off with, Sandy?
Sandy?
Whichever one you want.
Pick some good ones, Brian.
Well,
They're all good.
I feel like this one, every breath you take is just sort of like beckoning my call right now. So
Cool.
I think I'll start off with this one here.
Sounds good.
And this is kind of probably gonna make your eyes burn when you see it. Like seriously, right, Sandy?
I don't know. I mean, some people have a current memory, but I was surprised how many share the same memories I did.
Did we get to do a poll in the group to see?
No, I didn't do a poll.
And
I was
have you
busy
looked
doing
to see
another
if this was? Have you looked to see if this one was covered on anyone else's channels or anything?
Yeah, I did. I looked everywhere.
Brian, if you would have told me, I would have done a poll for you.
Esther, you haven't read yet. Would you like to read on this section here?
Well, yeah, I guess I can read it. I wish I was more familiar with the song. But, oh, there you go. Let's see.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh, can't you see you belong to me?
How my heart hurts. Well, how my blank heart aches. What's in the blank for the song for police?
Should we give them 2 choices? Or you think that'd be helping them out too much?
I want to see, before you give them a choice, I want to see if anybody knows it. And guys, if you don't know it, again, just say, I don't know. It's fine. It's okay if you don't know.
Hey, Jeff, do you see any of the comments? Are you able to look at the comments?
Yeah.
Right.
Poor heart.
See what-
I don't see any answers yet. There we go. Poor Heart, JT74. Maddie's got nothing.
So is that
Maddie's
is that
picture goes great with his answer.
Now for me, like that one
Teresa and I do
word
not agree on this one.
I know for
Me-
me, that one I never understood what he was saying. So I honestly, I couldn't say.
Yeah, I don't remember poor. I remember something else.
And Teresa remembered something else too, and then changed her answer. She got the update.
Oh.
Oh no, she got the Smith effect going on.
Yeah, I have the proof inside our messenger. Uh-huh.
Maddie says fool with a question mark. That's what I remember.
That is what I remember too.
It's one of those songs that you hear.
Yeah, I'm
1,000
remembering
times.
Fool also, Sandy. And I know
What?
I think I said poor before, but I honestly think I do remember Fool. Like it's tripping me out, you know. So can I go over to the next slide?
Yes, you can. And
Okay.
I guess it stands for Detective Rusty Guardrail Bear. Brings up one of my older Mandela effects, and he says, the one Mandela effect that is insanely underrated to me is the Marcy's Playground one. I watched the Sex and Candy music video like 100 times one summer. It was Marcy's Playground, and I completely agreed. Now it's just Marcy Playground, and that's ridiculous.
I hate to say it. I hate to be the devil's advocate on that one, but I remembered Marcy Playground.
Me too.
I know.
It's
It's
crazy.
Marcy's Playground for
Like I
me.
said, we don't have to agree on everything, and that's
No.
cool. Like we're not enemies over it or anything.
Nope.
Like we're not going to start a war in some country or something because of it. But
I
yeah,
got Maddie's answer. Brian McFloppin.
Because you flip-flopped on this.
what'd you say?
Maddie says Brian McFloppin. It is easy once you get to like sometimes like to get those dual memories, because sometimes you're like, oh wait, I do remember that sounds so right to me, but also the old way or the new way also sounds so right to me as well. I know there's so many things where, I mean, I'm not 100% certain usually, but where I feel like it could be either way.
Brian McFloppin.
And you know what? There's going to be one tonight where I feel that way. Where I was like, yeah, I think so. But now I'm like, both sound right. I don't know which one it is. And we'll get to that later.
Well, Theresa admitted, at least Theresa admitted she said I shifted.
Yeah, she admitted she shifted. She did say, she said fool at first.
Marcy's Playground. Yeah, I don't know. Like I 100% Marcy Playground for me.
I have a clear memory of Marcy Playground.
And I have a clear memory of Marcy's.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know what the playground is. I'm not sure.
It's the something in candy. I can't say it on the air, but it starts with the letter S.
I already said it.
Oh, you said it already? Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, because it's a title of a song, so I figured it's okay.
All right. Well, so you want to read this one? Did we read this one already, actually?
No. In my past, the missing word was fool. But the actual lyric is poor, which makes more sense but doesn't match my memory. And Esther, you can go on. I just no one was reading, so. Oh, but this part he has to play.
He sings Poor Heart.
Yep. Like it's clearly poor.
It
But
does
you
have
remember
funny.
it was full.
I remember fool.
Man, I wish we could. Do we have the
Yeah.
residue like with somebody singing it, or do we only have it in written lyric?
But so is there a Manskuse alert on this one?
Yeah, there is one, Esther.
I also
Well,
have.
No man excuse. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, which this would be Sandy, I guess. I also have a slight memory of every full heart aches, like these people do. You can see every full heart aches.
So instead of how my full heart aches, I do have a dual memory of every full heart aches, which doesn't make any sense, but there's residue of it, which is weird. I don't know why there would be residue of something if not like something that specific. Why is there residue of something that specific? And I don't know. I'm more leaning towards how my full heart aches, but I gotta tell you, every full heart aches doesn't sound wrong either. Doesn't sound right, but doesn't sound wrong. Like I can go with it if that were the case. You know what I'm saying?
I remember my full heart aches, or how my full heart aches.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately for me, that is that one part of the song I don't really know. Oh, is this the Manskuse here? This psychologist not only remembers fool like I do, but also misheard the lyric as poor hall ace, most like fool was changing to poor. Almost like fool was changing to poor.
Pool. Yeah, pool, and pool is literally a combination of fool and poor.
Mm.
And a lot of people actually remember pool hall ace, like that's they thought it was. So I'm wondering if they were catching it as it was changing.
Yeah, it makes sense of like
If the actual article said, I'm sorry?
Wow, either way, yeah, that feels like it could go either way. It's like one of those blue needle, red, whatever that.
Yeah. Green needle, yeah.
Right.
But the
Yeah.
Hey
article
guys,
says
I like what Maddie says. I feel so violated when I take an update.
So do I.
seriously. So do I.
I
The article
love it,
says
Maddie.
Sting sounded like he was singing "I'm a pool hall ace." At some point, I bought Synchronicity on cassette. It was the 80s after all, and was able to read the lyrics. He was reading them. Turns out it was "Now my fool heart aches." Reading the lyrics, fool. So I wrote, oh really? Because it's poor now.
I like I'm a pool hall ace. I'm going to be singing that now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now my full heart aches.
And more, I'm a pool hall ace. It's in a book. Oh, can't you see she belongs to me? How my fool heart aches.
I think for me, when I hear the song, I kind of block it out because it's one of those so overplayed songs.
Yeah.
You just stop listening to it.
Mm-hmm. There's so much residue of fool. Yes, Teresa, you do. Teresa is the biggest flip-flopper of Mandela effects ever. To the point where she doesn't remember what she remembered. She'll ask me, Sandy, what did I remember?
Well, apparently I'm Brian McFlippin. So.
No flopping. You're Brian McFloppin.
Hey, by the way, for April Fools,
Flipping and flopping.
Hey guys, not to freak anyone out, but I am changing my last name to Mick Farland just for April Fools, okay? Don't want to freak anyone out here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
like
just
I did in the
don't-
Speaking of
that
April
one year.
Fools, and then how my fool heart aches.
Yeah, actually, right as soon as I was getting into your channel is when your name changed, and that freaked me out.
You remember my name being Mick?
I remember it just being like McFarlane, like Brian not Brian McFarlane, the other guy from Seth MacFarlane. Like I remember it being spelled differently, and then it was ended with a D and didn't end with an E, and then all of a sudden, then I'm like, oh, I remember the E. And then I looked at your name and I'm like, oh, wait, it is spelled with an E now. And I remember I was on the way to work when I found that, and I was freaking out like my whole shift. I'm like, no, this is not right. And like, because I hadn't even talked to you at that point. So I'm like, I was starting to freak out because I'm like, I know you. Like, no, like, this is not right. Oh. And I had one coworker who I was talking to a little bit about it, and he was like, "Oh, okay, cool, okay." And he was just like, "Okay." I think it was just like being nice.
Maddie says, I feel bad for the Chick-fil-A staff I interrogated.
I don't know. Oh, don't worry, they'll forgive you. Oh, my eyes. I need some
All
allergy.
right. So this is the closest cover Sandy says she could find, which sounds like he is singing "Fool from Memory."
Well, not that I could find that. Maybe it's Mandela found for me.
Oh, this is maybe it's Mandela's. She found this one.
She found the clip for me.
I might have to slow that one down. That one kind of sounds like poor.
You sound like
It
fool.
sounds like cool to me. But it could be again what you like.
That's
if you
not
think
Sting.
poor,
That's
you
not
hear
really
poor.
Sting, is it?
It could be like if you think poor, you hear poor. If you think fool, you hear fool. You know what I'm saying?
I heard fool.
I heard fool too.
What'd you hear from that one? What'd you hear from that one, Jeff?
I heard fool.
Yeah, I did too.
Me too.
Really?
For once, I heard fool.
Really, I heard poor.
I did not
Alright.
hear it at all.
You flipped,
should've gone-
Brian. You flipped.
You're McFlopping again.
You're flopping.
Oh man, well that's because I have poor in my mind. You know, maybe that's what I'm hearing, what I'm thinking. So
All right, think fool and play it again.
okay, let me think. Fool. Oh my God.
Look, learner, I did that one last week.
I
Right, Sandy?
I just heard fool.
You just heard fool now.
Sandy.
I
Flop
think
it.
it,
Sandy.
Yeah, Teresa. Yes, Teresa. Yes, Teresa.
So look, learner, I did the Raising Cane's last week.
yes.
Yeah, we did do that last week.
Well, what helps with me when I watch the video that you can actually see the guy like say the F compared to a P. Like you could see his like mouth
Yeah.
drop as the F compared to the P. His mouth would come together with a P. So that's where I can very easily hear fool.
Yeah, he's definitely singing fool. That's why I'm surprised Brian heard
It's
fool.
kind of like the Green Needle one, right? Remember that one? Green Needle? You can keep changing it back and forth. That one really trips me out.
Yeah,
I
that
can
one's
change
bizarre.
it anytime I want. It freaks me out.
Well, that's not even an option, but that's interesting. Bonnie heard my full heart aches.
I love what Maddie says here. The U.S. flag gave me PTSD. Oh,
Funny.
Maddie, I love your sense of humor, buddy.
Maddie needs to write T-shirts,
Yes, exactly. Maddie can make T-shirts.
bumper
Hey,
stickers.
do it, brother. All right, so this next one is about Japan, right? Am I right?
Ooh, Japan.
Welcome, Choyo.
Is that you,
We were just
Sandy?
You can. It's both of us. You can read it, Teresa.
Esther, congratulations on the car, by the way.
Yeah.
You got a different car now.
What kind?
Yay.
Esther. Yay, Esther.
That's the Camry.
It's a Toyota.
Hopefully it's good on gas.
Oh yeah, the guy said that. He's like, that thing will run and run and run. Once I get my new gas tank in. So then it will hold a lot of gas.
Especially now.
Teresa, you want to read this one? You haven't read yet.
Okay. Japan has some serious shiftiness happening that me and Sandy have come across, and I want to share it with you. Credit Theresa Lynch, that's me. Have you ever heard of, I'm going to mess this name up. Is it Sessho-Seki or the Killing Stone? Apologize if I missed it.
Yes.
Okay. You ever heard of that before?
No.
Okay.
Killing Stone.
Wait till you see
Yeah,
this.
I'm scared to walk outside on the beach now.
The Killing Stone is located in the volcanic mountains of Nasu, Japan. In Japanese mythology, the stone is said to kill anyone who comes into contact with it. Ew. It's kind of scary. Okay. Surrounding the stone are hundreds of creepy Jitsu statues, all unique, all children, and disturbingly lifelike. That is creepy, Sandy.
It is.
And here's some pictures. Yeah.
Yes, some are not lifelike, but a lot
But
are
how old is this?
Ugh.
old. These are old.
Like
Older
Very,
than
very
us,
old.
Brian. Older than me. That's pretty old. See how they got them dressed up?
Wait, you see those beads around their hands? It's like they're praying right there or something.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Mhm.
But it doesn't seem right for Japan. Like Japan weren't they polytheistic?
Yeah.
Or they believe in the Buddha, I guess.
Buddhist. Yes.
Yeah.
Recently, The stone was found cracked into 2 pieces, and many Japanese have several superstitions about this. Number 1, that poisonous gas continuously will come from the pieces. Number 2, that the transformed corpse of Tamamo no Mae into 9 tails was released. Number 3, the demon spirit of Tamamo no Mae had been resurrected after almost 1,000 years. I'm getting goosebumps.
So Naruto's real. Boy, Ben will love that.
Next, Brian. Next slide, please. Ancient Japanese killing stone said to contain evil demon that has cracked open. A Buddhist monk has exorcised the stone, broken it into pieces, and scattered them throughout Japan. He is still alive despite handling the pieces of the killing stone.
Just want to throw that in there.
Awesome graphics, Sandy. Good job.
Thanks.
I wonder what caused people to die when they touched it.
That's creepy. Sandy, you want to take over for this one?
Sure.
Okay, go ahead. It's all yours. This is Sandy's part.
Have you ever heard of tsunami stones? Anybody?
No.
Nope.
I wonder what that is.
Nope. Nope, Sandy.
Maddie says no. It's not on my screen yet. Tsunami stones were a way to warn future generations of the potential dangers coming from living and building near the sea. They are centuries old, but the most modern ones dating to 1896. They believe that disasters are forgotten within 3 generations, so the stones were made to warn the later generations. Bonnie has heard of them, no one else has.
These sound really interesting. These are really interesting right here.
At one time, there were thousands of these stones throughout Japan, but World War II damaged or destroyed many, and most of the surviving stones are decaying badly or covered in foliage. And finally, it's not on my screen yet, we come to the shiftiest place, Japan's Dragon Eye Lake, or Dragon's Eye Lake. Officially known as Kagami
Numa.
Hachimantai Dragon Eye. The dragon's eye is only visible during the spring thaw. So here it is in the winter. It's just snow.
The blue eye.
From the BBC, pressure from the water's depths caused the snow to form only in the middle of the lake, because I guess the sun has no effect whatsoever, transforming the circular lake's appearance into a giant eye with a ring of open water around its melted pupil.
Is anybody thinking the Eye of Sauron here is watching us? I don't know. It's like the Eye of Sauron.
I just find it weird that the sun has no effect on that snow. It's weird. The site is spectacular from the ground level, but even more so from above. Have you ever heard of this lake? It's beautiful.
Cool.
Rena's in the group.
Oh, is Rena in the chat?
Hey, Rena.
Hi, Rena.
I blame Elsa.
Welcome.
Hi, Rena.
I blame her all the time.
She blames Elsa.
Yep, Elsa did it.
Yes, just like the desert eye. There's lots of eyes. We'll be covering more next week, probably.
Every time it snows around here, I always say, somebody go give Elsa a hug.
I think that's the last one, Brian. Yeah.
She just needs to let it go.
Yeah.
Go.
That doesn't hurt. I love it whenever our weather like will be like really cold one day, really hot the next day, really cold the next day. I'm like, Mother Nature needs to stop getting off her bipolar meds.
No, Maddie. Sandy didn't Photoshop the whole thing. Right, Sandy?
No, Sandy wouldn't do that.
There's
Nah.
no need. There's no need.
These are
We're
real
all just
pictures.
crazy on its own.
There is no Sandy. There is only Zool.
Jeff, this is you. All you,
right.
Jeff. Jeff?
Not
You're
all,
up.
Jeff. Just this one.
Okay, part of Jeff.
All right. How do you remember this childhood song? Here we go, blank Lou.
What's that missing word, everyone? Just the word. I don't want the next sentence because we have a problem with the next sentence too. So just that word.
I'm thinking it might be the song that I'm thinking of.
And this credit here goes to Jeff, by the way. Yeah. All right.
Thanks.
Here
Okay,
we
so
go.
Rena says Loop D. JT says Loop D. Bonnie says Loop T. Loop-de-loo says Carla French. Welcome.
My spell correct keeps making it where I can't respond.
Loop D for Rusty. Maddie doesn't know. Brian, are you serious? That's what you remember?
I remember Loopty.
Oh my lord. I can't.
For real?
Seriously?
We go.
Looky Loo, says Lurk Learner. I can actually see Looky Loo. But I do remember
Loopty
Loo.
It does sound like one of the.
Loo.
It rhymes with a. Well, I'll say an appendage.
Well, wait. You know what? Go to the next slide because we have another question. I want to know what you remember, Brian. And while researching Jeff's change, I immediately noticed another issue. What is your memory of the next line? Here we go, blank, blank.
Wait, isn't this Sandy? Isn't this the same one?
Well, the first word is the same word, yes, but I didn't want to give it away yet. So, yeah, the first word is the same one from before. What's the second word? Second line. So here we go. We'll use an answer. What I remember, Loop-de-loo. Here we go, Loop-de what? So Carla French says lie.
That's kind of what I remember.
High Pockets is still on the first one. It says Loopty. Rena says Loopty lie. JT is Loopty lie. You aren't, Brian. You said Lube-D, and she says Loop-D.
Right?
I remember Loopty.
Yeah, well, Carla remembers Loop-D. Loop with a D-Y.
Oh, Loop.
Doesn't matter.
Okay, sorry.
The spelling is not important. The spelling here is not important at all. Bonnie says Loop-de-loo. Here we go, Loop-de-lie.
Yeah,
Okay.
Loopty lie.
Loop-de-lie. Well, okay, so you remember lie, Brian?
Yeah.
Okay. Rusty says Lee? Or do you mean lie and just spelled it that way?
I think it's lie.
Loopty lie for me, Sandy. Loopty
Loopty
lie.
lie.
Yep,
Yeah.
Loopty lie. With the T.
So-
Loopty lie.
Just
Well,
like
they both-
Teresa's, Teresa, what was the name of that thing that you remembered?
The what?
The sport. What was the name of that sport where we found the lie?
Highlight? Highlight?
Highlight. We found the
Sure.
highlight, and now the lie is the problem. They're lying to
Yes.
us. It's now next slide, Brian, and
Yep.
Jeff, you can read it.
Here we go, Loop-de-loo. Here we go, Loop-de-lie. We both remember, here we go, Loop-de-loo. Here we go, Loop-de-lie. Or lie.
Yeah, I don't care about the spelling.
I don't know if it had the LIE actually. I'm come to think of it.
It doesn't matter. The spelling is irrelevant.
Yeah.
Next slide, Brian. So you can all freak out in the chat and Brian. It's so wrong. Yeah.
But it's always been here we go Looby Loo. Here we go Looby Light. Is this
No.
your memory?
Light. Do you remember
Light.
Looby Light? Yeah. So stupid. I can't. Yes, it ends on all on a Saturday night. So light rhymes with night.
No, it was lie. Here we go.
But it was lie.
Here we go Looby Loo. Here we go Looby lie.
All right, so, but Brian, it's not even Lube-D, it's Looby.
Looby.
You're saying
Looby.
Lube-D.
I remember
There's
Looby.
no D, it's Looby.
No, but I remember there
Looby.
being a D specifically.
Rena says this version is the poop version. I agree.
Yep. We all agree.
It's Looby.
Mark Lerner says, what the Looby?
It's a commercial for Vaseline.
Looby Dooby Doo.
Oh,
Mhm. So
Diet
yeah,
Loop. Bonnie Potter says LMAO like Diet Loop.
yeah,
Oh,
that.
what Rena said, Brian. What Rena said made sense. Look what she just said.
She said they took the T from Loopty and made it. What she say? Made it on.
on,
the
you know, it's
LIGHT.
added to the lie, so it's light.
Yep.
Wow, that's insane. But there is residue.
And that's why it's always good to run these by other people, because Jeff was so freaked out over the Looby, he totally ignored the light. I was like, oh my God, why is that there?
That was a great find, Jeff.
Thanks. I actually found it because I was curious because of the Shirley Temple song changing with the loop in it. I'm like, well, what else changed with that in it? And that's how I found it.
That makes sense.
Yep. One leads you to another sometimes.
Yep. And there's usually a theme to the changes, which is really strange.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I don't know what the movie is either, Bonnie.
So I hear the.
Yeah,
Wow,
what is a
okay, so-
Looby?
I'm Googling it right now.
No, I'm looking on Twitter. It doesn't appear that people have the same memories I do with Loop-de-loo. Maybe I've been singing it wrong the whole time. Looby. Maybe I meant Loopty. I don't know. Because like there's not many people on Twitter that have the same
Okay.
thing.
The definition of Looby is an awkward, clumsy fellow.
I know this is an old-fashioned thing, so I mean, wow.
You can't tell me it was light. We never sang it light as children.
I know.
Yeah, that one's crazy.
I know we like to
And there's
shorten
a
it.
loop-de-loop for someone who remembered loop-de-loop
Where's that?
right in the middle.
Yeah, typically it seems like they want to shorten everything, and now they're making it longer in this one.
Just trying to throw us off so we don't figure out the pattern.
Yeah, probably.
Maddie posed a question to the chat, you guys.
Not my own name, but I've had local, like, streets and towns change.
My name, Brian.
Your name changed, Teresa?
Not my name, but who I was named after changed. Mother Teresa.
Well, the question. Let me just ask the question again.
No.
So Maddie at 11:01 p.m. says, Does anyone have a truly personal Emmy, like your own name changed?
Yes. Not my name, but my wisdom tooth disappearing, which is a story I told a couple of shows ago. Freaked me out.
Yes.
And then
Hey.
also somebody I went to school with no longer went to school with me.
Hey, I have to. That's a good one. No, they didn't go to school with you. You saying?
No, the guy didn't remember me, and he wanted to fight me for saying I remembered him. And then I asked a few people we knew, and they're like, "No, he's always went to our school, never went to yours." It was weird.
Weird. That is weird.
Yeah. So how did I know him? So strange.
I think that's the hardest part about like when you accept the Mandela effect, you have to realize that at any moment those things could change, and like you could wake up tomorrow and some huge part of your life has changed, and it's just that I think that's the scariest part for a lot of people. Don't want to embrace it or accept it because you really do have to take the bad with the good, and it's like
right, and it's freaky as hell.
Tomorrow, and one of my kids was never born, and I'm living in this weird alternate life where I wake up and I'm married to someone I don't remember. It's like you don't really know because these stories have people coming back to life all of a sudden, and like my sister's just like, "Do you remember this candy we used to eat? This cookie we ate all?" I'm like, "I don't know what you're talking about. This chocolate cherry cookie. I don't eat cherries, so I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about."
I told you guys about mine, right? Where my ex used to say the Lord's Prayer trespasses, and then she just started. She flipped on me. She started saying it. Forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
So she took that update, huh?
Yeah, she took that update.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, actually, my little girl, she had a tooth where she had chipped it, and the next day it was no longer chipped, and that was creepy.
Thank God.
She's supposed to go to the dentist. Yeah, it was like she's supposed to go to the dentist, go get it fixed, and then the next time, I'm like, well, I had to call the dentist back and say, never mind, I don't need that to be fixed anymore. I'm like, this is weird. We grew it back. Like, how do you explain that one to your dentist? Oh, I'm sorry. I somehow saw a huge chunk out of my daughter's tooth yesterday, but it's not missing anymore.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mine really freaked me out because I didn't have any surgery to remove this wisdom tooth. It just wasn't there anymore. And I looked at all the x-rays from when I had it and then when I didn't, and there's just no explanation for it.
Oh, my other personal Emmy. Let me tell you guys this. Speaking of medical stuff, Jeff.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever watch that video that I made about the eyes changing, where the limbal rings that never existed and now they're just there?
Yes, and I noticed that on my own eyes a couple of years ago.
Isn't that insane? I had like 180,000 views on that video at one time, I think.
Wow. That was a funny video.
Yeah, I called the doctor's office and spoke to the receptionist, and she's like, "Yeah, I don't remember that either." She even admitted it. I got her to do a confession on that, or admitting it.
Now I've had people tell me that it's always been there. My mom says she's always had hers, but I don't remember those things ever existing on anyone.
Brian.
Yeah.
You're so convincing you'd make a great salesman for vacuum cleaners.
What makes you? Is that a joke?
Because you're very convincing.
Well,
when
how
you're
did you
talking to
know? Because
people.
I actually did used to sell vacuums. I'm not kidding there.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I did.
Oh my God, I was just making a joke.
No, seriously, I used to sell Electrolux.
Okay, you just freaked me out. I had no way of knowing that.
But you're psychic. You have some kind of connection there, I guess.
Oh my God.
I mean, I'm not saying that you're a fortune teller, which is wrong, in the Bible.
There's no way I would have known that, Brian. I swear. There's no way.
Well, you must have just felt it.
I did. You just have this salesperson about you.
Well, you have a gift. Theresa,
Thank you.
have a gift.
Thank you. I'm also an empath too.
I think a lot of empaths have certain gifts. This is another one. I don't know if you guys can you see my screen? Not yet.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
That's Jeff's. You're up again, Jeff.
All right. So,
Wow.
how do you remember the first line of The Joker by the Steve Miller Band? Some people call me blank space cowboy.
Do we want to wait for some answers in the chat?
Yeah. Nothing yet.
Yeah,
You see
because we can't-
Locarno's thing?
How we identify it's a Mandela effect is if we have multiple people obviously remembering the same thing. So is this a Mandela effect for you guys? What is the answer to this? Fill in the blank.
While we wait for the answer, do you see Lark Lerner's thing? He said that
Uh,
house clocks went backwards during the grandmother's surgery a few years ago.
So I guess, are we looking for a or the here? Because I kind of remember the, but then again I don't know because it's been a while since I listened to the song.
Yeah, and we have both answers in the chat. Although it looks to be overwhelmingly the one I don't remember.
I guess I'm not seeing the chat just yet because it's like.
Maddie says A. Carla French says A. High Pocket says A. Rusty says the. Lurk Lerner says the. Balin says the.
Yeah,
And Brian, you say the. And
Yeah.
I'm going to say, I originally said A, but then the sounds right. So I think I have a dual memory on this because they both sound absolutely right to me. Both of them.
Bonnie Potter says, I think it's a space cowboy.
I don't know the song.
I'm leaning more towards the. I don't know why, but I am. And I'll probably end up flipping back, so just remember that.
Yeah, I wanted to illustrate. Yeah, we got 29 people watching you guys. That's awesome.
Wow.
I guess
I
my
think
post helped, Brian.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, we got a huge crowd tonight. That's amazing. Yeah. So, how do you remember the first line of the Joker? So let's see. Shall I turn to the next slide?
Yeah. So I clearly remember a space cowboy, but A has always been the. Is this your memory too? Well, apparently a lot of people do remember the, but I clearly remember A very
And
well.
a lot of people clearly remember A in the chat too.
Yeah.
Yeah, this might be one of those. It's a 50-50 Mandela effect.
Yep. But it just sounded so wrong to me when I heard it the other day. I'm like, wait a minute, that just doesn't sound right. That's not how I remember it.
And see, now I'm kind of remembering a space. I'm flip-flopping.
That's what happened to me. I'm remembering it both ways. They're both right. I probably heard it both ways. That's probably why.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the Space Cowboy?
Yeah.
Is there a clip in here, Sam? Did you put in a clip?
No, because I didn't want you to get a copyright. I can go get you one if you want to play it.
I kind of want to hear it for myself. I'll just
go get it. I'll go get it. I'll get
if you can edit real quick the
yeah, I'll record it. Yeah, I'll take care of it. Don't worry.
Just that small, like 4-second segment or whatever.
Yeah.
Some people call me a space cowboy. There's residue here. Maddie says he's an A man.
Nice.
Rusty says one of my favorite bands and songs, definitely the for me.
And that's okay because it's multiple realities. I mean, what I feel
I
about
like the
it.
whole Star Trek image there. Whoever
Mhm.
found that one.
Yeah. Yeah, plenty of residue for A.
Reminds me of
I don't know if I asked you this already, Jeff, but did you get your name from a map on Halo?
No, I don't play Halo. I
Okay.
actually got it from a Billy Joel song.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. I was just wondering. I was curious because Zanzibar is actually a place on Halo. It's a map.
Yeah, I was just being goofy and just chose it, from a Billy Joel song. I don't like my real last name anyway, so I just went with something different.
Which, by the
Brian,
way, is anybody familiar with the Halo video game? Because there's the show that's coming out on Paramount Plus on the 24th. They have an actual series.
it's in the chat, Brian.
What's in the chat?
The song.
Oh, in the messenger.
Yep.
All right. So here we go, you guys.
Mute up, guys.
Call me the space cowboy. Some people call me the space cowboy. Some people call me the space cowboy. Some people.
I don't know. Like it does kind of sound wrong at first.
I heard duh.
I heard the also,
Yeah,
100%.
but
that
here
is
I am.
not.
I just admitted that I remembered the. You know what I'm saying? So like, that is so weird.
To me,
Me
it just
too,
sounds.
Brian.
To me, it just
Are you,
sounds so wrong.
are you remembering A now?
I've always remembered A.
Unfortunately, now you guys are making me remember A. Thanks, guys.
Well, what was that one Mandela effect that I told you about, Theresa? There was a Mandela effect that. Oh, I remember the Rubik's cube. How many of you guys remember Rubik's?
Oh,
With
God,
with
Brian, don't freak me out like this.
no, with the X.
Yes.
Rubik's
No,
with
you're
the
not going
X.
to believe this. I just took a picture of one today. I'm not even kidding.
Are you kidding me?
I'll send it to you to prove it. I'll
You
send it
see
to
how
you.
we sync so much?
You ready? I'm going to send it to you.
I was literally looking at one on my shelf when you said that. That's so weird.
No, seriously, but the Rubik's cube, I had a hard time accepting at first that it was the X, but I do now 100% remember it had the X, and now it's just CKS, CK apostrophe S.
I remember the X.
Maddie says he remembers Rubik's without the K, with a C. So it's Rubics. Hey, Moon Freedom. Well, welcome.
Brian, go look at the date on it.
What am I looking at the date on? On the picture? Oh, yeah, March 20th. Oh my goodness.
Something just told me to take a picture of it today. I don't know why. I didn't buy one, but something told me to take a picture, and I didn't know you were going to mention it. Just show
Okay,
it.
that is freaky, Theresa. I that freaks me out, actually. That's like that Lorna Dunes or whatever that you remember that cookie that you and I both were taking pictures
Yeah.
of?
Yeah,
That's the
show it
same
when you're
thing.
done. Show it when you're done. I swear, you see the picture and the date.
Yeah, we were within the same hour. I mean, it was that close, and we didn't even message each other and say we were looking at the same cookies.
It was crazy. Yeah, there's no way of
Oh
each.
man.
Yeah. And
Is
I
that the
just
end?
have, yeah.
I noticed that change a long time ago, and it confused me, the spelling of that.
Show the picture, Brian. I was there earlier today when I went to Walmart to get a prescription filled and a few other things. But look what the picture was. It was the last thing I took before I walked out.
Yeah, so she wasn't joking here, you guys. Like I had no idea. She just sent this now. Theresa sent this now. So it says, look at the date, you guys, March 20th, 2022. And there's the Rubik's. Actually, Rubik's. Oh man, I'm messing up the new reality version because I said CK''S earlier, and it's actually K. They
Yeah,
took
look
the
how much
C
they
out.
cost, Brian. If I knew how to do one, I would have buy one day. But
Well,
yeah,
I mean, I could solve one on the air if you guys want to see me do one.
Mm-hmm.
They're actually pretty fun.
You have one?
I have one. Yeah, I can solve it for you guys on the air.
No, you can't.
Yeah, I can do it.
Nobody can do Rubik's cubes. Those are confusing.
My little brother knows how to do it, and like really, like
I
30
really
seconds.
don't. I can't even do one side.
I have no idea how to do it, but my little brother knows how to do them. He says there's a trick to it.
Moon Freedom says all you have to do is take the stickers off.
No,
Just
the ones
clean them
that
off.
That's
the ones
cheating.
that I buy, they don't even have stickers.
Let me see, Brian. You do it.
Okay, I'm gonna scramble this one.
I triple dare to do this. All right, you guys, you got it live, Brian. Let's see how long it takes.
Okay, hold
You
on.
got a timer? Anybody have a timer?
Timer?
Yeah, you got a timer, anybody? Like a clock watch? I don't have one. All right, Brian. Jeff, can you time him?
Well, I haven't. I'm not ready to be timed. Like,
Yeah.
I want you to be timed.
Well, he hasn't broken the world record.
Okay.
I think that's like 3 seconds
do
or
that?
something. I can't remember what it is.
There you
It's-
go, Brian. All right. Is it pretty scrambled up?
No, I've already scrambled. I'm actually fixing it now.
Can you do it blindfolded?
it?
There are people who can do it blindfolded, believe it or not.
Okay. See,
Wow. Well,
I've
no,
almost
get
got it.
inside.
I've almost got it right now.
No. How you doing that, Brian? I don't see. Wow. Wow.
There it is.
Mike.
Oh wow,
Wow. I
nice.
never met anybody who could do the Rubik's Cube.
That's
fun.
awesome.
Once you
Wow.
figure out the pattern,
Congratulations,
you can.
Brian. Great job.
Oh, thank you. One of these days, Theresa, I'll teach you how to do it. It'll be mind blowing. Okay.
Oh my God. I've always wanted, that's one of my one of my, what's that thing called, Sandy?
I've always wanted to solve it since I watched that movie, The Pursuit of Happiness. Which, by the way, that movie is Mandela affected for me too. You know, the title of the movie, it had an I and now it's a Y.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You want me to show you a picture of the movie title?
Yeah. Watch it flipped again. Do you have the name of it?
Yeah, this is a known enemy. It's not anything new. It's been out since the start of the Mandela effect. But you see this?
Yeah.
The movie with Will Smith, and he gets a job just because he can solve a Rubik's cube. You see that? The Pursuit of Happiness has a Y
It
instead
just
of
looks
the I.
weird. Yeah.
It does. Sandy, you were looking at your shelf at a Rubik's cube?
Sandy. She's muted.
Oh,
Sandy's muted.
yeah, I was saying, I don't know if you can hear it. It's in my hand. But the thing
Brian,
is,
that's
I hear it. I hear you playing with one.
but mine looks like the original Rubik's Cube, except there's no longer stickers on it. They made it
this
so
one-
you can't cheat.
Well, they might have did away with the stickers, right?
Yeah, it's
Didn't
like it's like a piece of plastic in the color shape in the middle.
Hey,
You
hey,
can't-
Brian, you
you
should
can't pull the
Google.
stickers off anymore.
You should Google when they first came out. What year were they?
I think they came out in 1980. Am I right?
I don't
Yeah.
know, but that's a good question.
Yeah, I think it was 80.
And when they first came out, nobody could solve them.
I can only solve one side.
Did they even come with
Better than
instructions
me.
like they do today? You know, they come with instructions.
They do?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
You want to read this one, Teresa?
I think my
Is it
son
okay,
can do the Rubik's Cube, actually.
Sandy? You want me to read it for you?
Go for it, Teresa. It's fine.
Okay. I'm not saying this is I'm not saying this is definitely a Mandela effect, but let me ask you, were you actors Susan Sarandon and Tim Robbins married in the past? What do you guys remember in the chat? Do you remember them being married?
Ryan and I are just playing with Rubik's Cube.
Yeah, now he's going to be
Yeah,
playing.
Sandy's playing with her Rubik's Cube, and so am I.
You're going to have to show Evie how to play with it.
Yeah, I'm going to definitely teach her how to do one.
I don't
Let's do
know.
it.
Look, Turner says, I don't know. Anybody else? Do you remember these two being married in the picture? I'm not getting any answers.
Yeah, I'm not sure at this point.
Should we move on?
Yeah, let's move
Yeah.
on.
Let's move
No.
on.
We have an answer. Amy says no.
Oh, okay.
And wait, Rusty says yes.
Yes. Mixing.
50-50, which matches the poll.
Okay. Sandy has always believed them to have been married, and I'm not alone. Half the
I'm
people
not
I've
alone.
told and a countless news sources also remember them as husband and wife.
So the
That's
top,
what I
I
remember.
did a poll in Teresa's group,
Yeah.
and 14 votes says never married, 13 votes says married, but divorced.
Yep. Yep, we had
So
the poll.
50, almost 50-50.
Yeah. And we're going to show you some residue. While they were a couple for 23 years, they never married, just like Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell, who I knew were never married. So just a bit odd that all curious what everyone's memories are on this.
I just found it strange, so I thought, let me ask.
Yeah.
I really thought they were married.
Yeah.
Hey, Dean. Dean says married as one. Jesus
Wow.
says when you make the two one, you will become the sons of man. And when you say
Uh-huh.
mountain move away, it will move away. Thomas 106.
So, next slide.
Next
Yep.
slide. Yes. Yep. Actor Tim Robbins, wife Susan Sarandon, and a son flashed a peace symbol as they arrived at the 75th. What is that? A-N-N?
Annual. It's cut off.
Yeah. Now, look what
Annual
it's saying.
Academy
It's
Awards.
saying, yeah, this is residue. The residue is showing that they were married, but they weren't, which is weird. So people remember, as you see. Strange, huh?
And Moon Freedom remembers Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell married.
I thought they
after
were married.
Overboard. They were
Weren't
never
they married?
married.
No?
No, they were never married.
Whoa, that's another one for me then. I thought they were married. Crazy.
The top one says Susan Sarandon was married to Tim Robbins, 1998 to December 2009.
Yeah, look at that right there. This is residue right in your face.
So you're telling me they weren't married now?
Yeah,
They were
but
never married.
the residue says they were. Thank God for residue. Yep. And here's some more. Actress Susan Sarandon, 2L, they're just saying second one on the left, and her husband, actor Tim Robbins, and who they were posing with. More residue. Bottom one, also Robbins and his wife, Susan Sarandon. So why is all these people printing and showing pictures and saying they're married if they were never married? Right, Sandy?
Right.
That's what I want to know.
For those
Yep.
who are having trouble placing Tim Robbins, he's the star of the Shawshank Redemption, which is
Yes.
just Shawshank Redemption for me. but now it's the Shawshank Redemption.
Oh, that changed?
I thought it was just Shawshank.
It was, yeah.
It changed. It's an older effect, right, Sandy?
Yes.
Yep. All right, Brian. More residue. And her husband. What did Moon Freedom say? Woe is for real. Oh, yeah. And yet even more residue.
Sorry, in the chat.
What?
Liminal says lawn chair man was funny. And Moon Freedom's thinking what I was thinking, that he meant lawnmower man.
No, wasn't there a lawn chair Larry or something like that went up in the sky with hot air? He went up with balloons on a lawn chair.
Oh yeah, what was that one called?
That?
The old man.
Oh, lawn chair man is an actual movie. I'm gonna Google this.
No, lawn chair Larry is what I'm talking about. The man who.
No, he said lawn chair man though.
No, I don't remember that.
I do. It was pretty scary.
You mean the lawnmower man?
Yeah.
He meant lawnmower man, yeah.
He said lawn chair.
Moon Freedom said that made my day.
More residue.
Tons of residue. Brian. Tons of residue.
Yeah, we can go a little faster.
Look how old this BBC website is. Look how old it is. It's using frames.
1999. Look at that, 1999.
Yeah, that was before CSS, really, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hollywood stars Susan Sarandon and husband Tim Robbins.
Yep.
Wow.
So much residue. I think I helped you with this residue, Sandy, didn't I?
You're telling me they were never married.
Preliminary saying lawn chair man. You're talking about the guy with balloons.
Who found this one?
Sandy.
Me.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. That was a good one.
Great find.
Yep.
These are all good finds tonight. Oh my God.
It's all new stuff, guys.
And I have a lot more that I haven't put together yet.
Yeah, they just keep coming, Brian. They keep coming.
What?
They keep coming. The Mandela effects are.
Yeah, the Mandela effects keep coming. But what I would suggest, if if you guys want to tell other people about this, that's great and everything. If you decide to do a YouTube video, that's great. At least give Sandy and Theresa and Jeff and whoever found the effect, at least give them a little credit.
Yeah, that helps out a lot.
Yeah, you can do it YouTube if you want to, but at least give the people credit. That's all.
That's the right thing to do.
Yeah, go ahead. Teresa and Sandy.
Oh, is this
you
me?
Read this one?
You want to do it, Sandy, or me?
Yeah, Sandy,
you can read it, Teresa. No, Teresa can read it. It's okay.
Okay, you sure? Okay.
Okay. Me and Sandy, because I'm the way she has it, and Sandy have come across some new to us nature, and we'd love to know if it's new for you too. Next slide, Brian. Starting with my find, I'm going to try to pronounce this. Ravenala madagascariensis. Sorry if I messed it up. Have you ever seen a tree like this before?
Kind of looks like a peacock.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was first thinking.
What was that? Madagascar? What?
Don't make me say it again.
You don't need to say it again. I think I just.
What's his name?
You can show it if you want to go back. You want to go back and show him.
What's his name? King. Help me out here, guys. King. What's his name from Madagascar?
Louis? No.
No.
Was it Louis? King?
I don't remember.
I didn't remember watching.
Julius.
Yeah, King Julius. Julian. King
we
Julian.
didn't watch his cartoons here.
King Julian.
I watched almost every Madagascar thing ever made. So
they also.
I love your feet.
I gotta ask you, how many times have you watched Frozen?
Oh my word! I memorized that movie. I listen to the soundtrack often, especially the second one. I sing the songs all the time.
Yeah, Teresa.
My daughter loves those songs.
They also come in a rainbow form, and some have purple fronds. Their seeds are electric blue and look fibrous, which is also interesting.
Are they edible?
I don't know. Sandy?
No, they're not palm trees.
Another tree
I said, are
she
they
came
edible?
across, Sandy
I
came
said
across,
no.
is straight out of the Stone Age. I've heard of yucca trees, but not beaked and blue yuccas. I've never seen anything like these. Even the bark has grass growing on it. Are these new for you too? And here's some pictures. Check out the colors.
I've heard of the syrup before, because with the doing the
Last-
gluten-free diet and stuff, I've learned about those.
Lastly, we have canna lilies, not to be confused with calla lilies. Some of these are completely normal looking plants, but take a closer look at their amazing leaves. Next, the leaves can be from every color of the rainbow, some with rainbow colors on each leaf. Wow. Isn't that crazy, guys? These plants can grow anywhere from 1 foot, dwarfs, to 10 feet tall, giant.
Well, it looks like something out of Alice in Wonderland, doesn't it?
Yeah. Expect the rabbit to be running around the corner in a minute.
Where's the Cheshire cat at?
He's hiding.
He's probably invisible.
Yep.
Well, we are all mad here.
Yeah, we're mostly mad here, is what he says now.
Yep. That was a fun one, Sandy. Finding that one.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
What do we have
I
next?
think that's it. Did we cover them all, Sandy?
I think we did.
Oh my goodness! And we did it. We did it in record time.
You want to do a call-in?
Do we have time for a call-in?
Maybe.
It's up to you, Brian. It's 12:30.
Well, I don't know. Is anybody wanting to call in? Let's ask.
Let's find
that
out.
question out there.
Put the number out, Brian. You got the number in the chat? I can repeat it if you put it there.
Moon Freedom says, "Someone please call."
Call in, Moon Freedom.
Does anybody remember the number offhand?
No. First, we got to get y'all the phone number. That might help, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Brian.
I
swear I don't know the number.
I think it was like 80 or 86.
850 or something.
We'd have to look back at a couple shows when we last had the call-ins.
All right, I'll post it here in the chat. I've got it.
I used to have it in my phone,
Here
but
it
I don't
is.
know if I still do.
Here's the call-in number, guys. It's 850-764-1552. Again, 850-764-1552. You guys are welcome to call in and talk about Mandela effects or any kind of personal stories. Please call in.
What is that sound?
Oh, I'm sorry. That's my thing.
Somebody's running a motorcycle engine outside.
No, that's not me.
That's you, Teresa. You sure you?
Brian,
that's
I'm
your,
not near the
motorcycle.
Brian, I'm not near the street. It's not me.
Not me either.
Sandy?
It's not me either. It's not me.
Well, who is it?
Oh, we got a caller. Here we go.
Yay. Here we go.
Yay.
Hello, caller. You're on the air.
Hey, this is Maddie from South Florida.
Hey, Maddie.
Hey,
Welcome.
Maddie.
Hey, Maddie.
Hey, Maddie. I'm from Florida, too, from Orlando.
Okay, story.
Hey, what's your story?
Well, I called to talk about the cause of the Mandela effect. Earlier in the chat, I asked if anyone had any personal Mandelas because that has big implications for what the Mandela effect really is and what it's doing.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So what kinds of automobile ones do you have?
Car ones?
Yeah.
I mean, there's the Ford logo and new inventions coming out earlier in time. The Volkswagen logo, Volvo logo, Kia. Shoot, I'm just naming cars now.
And what's your background generally? What was your background exactly?
I went to school for philosophy and classics, and now I program computers to trade futures and stuff like that.
Okay.
I need trees too.
That's pretty awesome. Yeah, I did a little mechanic work in my past, and it's funny you mentioned automobiles. Yeah, it's the Volkswagen blows my mind, and so does Ford.
Yeah, for sure. Maybe misunderstood me. I was asking about personal Mandelas because it has large philosophical implications for what the Mandela effect really is. Like, for example, is the Mandela effect an effect of quantum wave collapse theory, and that all of our consciousness together is collectively collapsing the undefined quantum wave phenomenon into Newtonian physics, our physical reality. If it's only public information that changes in the Mandela effect, well, according to that theory, the quantum wave collapse theory, it would speak for more. I think we would imply that it would be a more public effect. But if we're having personal Mandelas, then that idea is not necessarily precluded. But I don't know. I don't know what it means. I haven't examined personal Mandelas. I certainly haven't had one, and I was interested to know if anyone else has.
Well, yeah. Like I mentioned, the whole thing with my ex reciting the Lord's Prayer differently, that blew my mind. I also have you ever looked back at your old photographs? I looked back at an old one where I actually was holding a crab in my hand. I would never in my life touch or hold a crab, ever, because I was so scared of them. Like, what in the world? I said, was that really me? I asked my mom, and she's like, yeah, that was you. I'm like, no way.
Wow.
Have you ever looked back at your old photographs?
No, I'm pretty bad about that. Yeah.
And you said, I'm sorry, I misinterpreted you the first time. You said something about cause, and I thought you said cars. So that's what I crossed that up. Sorry about that.
No, I'm always interested in the cause of the Mandela effect. I find it endlessly fascinating, and just like we said earlier, I also find it fascinating, and I feel violated when I take the update or I have the current memory and not the previous one. It just bothers the crap out of me.
Yeah, the update is like I believe somebody in the Mandela effect community, I forget who it was, somebody claimed that when you get an update, or when a friend of yours gets an update, it's what's known as the Agent Smith. It's the Smith effect, I guess, is where you receive the update. I don't know if you ever heard of that.
That's Tom, Brian. Tom
The
Hefner.
adjustment bureau.
I think that was Tom Hefner, actually. Yeah, who said that.
Looking back on my life, I've always been very bad at spelling, and I wonder if maybe I've been Mandela affected my whole life with spelling.
Well, here's a question: do you think, is it at all possible that we're causing the effect unintentionally, or do you think there's a master puppeteer, I guess, in the background or something like that, causing these things?
Well, I definitely think there's an organizing intelligence or pattern behind what we call the Mandela effect. It does seem.
Well, you mentioned that you do programming. Is it possible that the AI figured a way to travel back in time and through the use of computers? Do you think quantum computing might have a link to it? I mean, is it possible?
Yeah, absolutely. I was gonna get to that. I mean, I think the simulation theory, like philosophically, it's just a null point. It's like it's a tautological statement, a non-statement. You know, hey, we're living in a simulation. Okay, so what? You know, where do we go from here? Oh, right where we started, right? So the simulation theory to me amounts to non-language almost. But it does make sense to me that as the Mandela effect seemed to have started in, 2012, 13, around there, and that coincides with, quantum computing. I don't necessarily think that equates to, let's say, the quantum computer is and CERN and all that nonsense is causing the Mandela effect, but that means we're living in a simulation, and even if we are, same argument applies, so what? But I definitely see a temporal correlation between, CERN, quantum computing, and the Mandela effect. But then again, I look back in my life and I think, I remember the British flag from back in the day, and again, the spelling thing.
Yeah, why?
I have these ancient Mandelas.
I mean, why does the British flag seem to resemble a pinwheel now? Like, whereas it didn't used to. It was the red bars were like all the way full. Now there's just the right side half of them or something.
I don't have an overt memory of seeing the bars parallel and center justified, but I do distinctly remember as a little kid in the 80s looking at the offset bars and the kind of spinning radial pattern. And
really?
It just looked wrong, and just staring at it for a while. And I distinctly remember that. I was like, something's wrong here. But I do not remember them being parallel.
When do you think the Mandela effect might have began? Honestly, we just really, so many folks woke up to it back in 2015 and 2016.
Oh,
I think we lost Sandy. Sandy will be back.
Okay.
StreamYard bug.
Good.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry about that. You go ahead. Go ahead, Maddie.
Well, I mean, the question, we're kind of begging the question, we're kind of assuming the answer by asking when did it begin, because if the Mandela effect exists, and there are these, we accept that there's past changes to our timeline, or whatever we want to call it, then that calls into question the nature of time itself, on which the initial question was based. Mandela effect calls into question the consistency of, Newtonian physics, physical reality, unidirectional movement of time. But as for when it began, I would say the preponderance of evidence is around 2012 and 13. We all came aware of it pretty much when you said, 15, 16, around then.
Well, was there anybody on YouTube, you think? Did you ever look at any older Mandela effect YouTube videos prior to 2015? Did you ever see any of those? I don't think I did.
Never. I only countenance the Mandela. I wait for stuff to filter down to me. I only countenance the Mandela effect in like 15, 16. No, not even, like 17, 18. But
Yeah,
all I can do is like look back in my own memory and say, hey, is there anything that fits this pattern? And spelling, British flag, maybe. I don't have anything too firm. That's why I'm asking.
I wish I had a definite timeline of these things. Like, seriously, I wish I knew when Berenstein changed to Berenstain. And there's websites like the have you ever heard of the Wayback Machine?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you can go back, and you can actually go back to about 2001, I think, on the Berenstain Bears, and you can find some websites that had Berenstein at that time. So I'm thinking that might have changed around then. And then, of course, there's Chick-fil-A. CHIC is what I remember. I mean, do you remember that also, or you don't have to agree with me?
No, I was a CK man, and then it flipped to Chick-fil-A, and that's when I interrogated the staff. They were all on the Chic train, and then it flipped back, and I just stopped talking to people.
Oh, but the crazy thing is, you go back to 1967. It's always been CHICK. I worked there for like 3.5 years. I got a scholarship through Chick-fil-A, and I clearly remember. I show everybody my name tag. I still have my name tag from Chick-fil-A. You want me to show you?
Yeah, I'm not online. But
Okay, but yeah, you can check it out later.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah,
My Chick-fil-A name tag. CHICK. It blew my mind. All my pay stubs changed and everything.
Well, this is what I mean by begging the question. Like, we're asking about time with regard to the Mandela effect, and the Mandela effect calls into question time itself. And so what I use to, figure out that question is my own experiences and my own memories. It's the only thing I can go on. Then I weight heavily the experience of other people. But if we're reaching for a residue in history and facts and logos and the Wayback Machine, all of that is called into question by the Mandela effect itself. So to me, the only way I can date when this stuff started to happen would be first by my own experience and then by the experience of others. That's as good as I can do so far. I don't know.
Like, what's your biggest effect that you think that really, the one that really hits you?
The American flag and the globe bother the crap out of me.
Have you
I
tried?
did art projects with the American flag, with the red bar under the blue. Like, I had to paint it, so I had to know exactly how it looked. And plus,
Oh, here's I have another piece. I have a residue here. I don't know if you can see that, but I have the red bar flag on my Superman tattoo. You see that? There's stars. I don't know if you can see that, stars.
I think you showed that before.
Yeah, I've showed it before. Yeah, crazy, huh?
Absolutely.
My
I would say that. What about people with tattoos? Did your tattoo get Mandela? Like, I'd be pissed.
Hey, let me ask you something. Another Mandela effect. So, how many actual legs does a scorpion have in your mind? Plus the pincers. How many legs do you remember?
I think scorpion has 6 legs, and the pinchers are modified legs.
Yeah, that's what I always thought. But now, if you look at them, it's so weird. They have 8 legs, and then the 2 pincers makes a total of 10 appendages. Well, plus the stinger would be 11.
That is freaking weird.
Yeah, it blows my mind. I've seen residue on tattoos, and Theresa is a Scorpio. I don't know how many other Scorpios we have in the chat. Maybe they could vouch for me.
I remember 6 legs.
Yeah, Theresa remembers 6 legs.
I remember 6 legs.
Yeah.
My uncle was actually stung by a scorpion. And that pretty painful,
Yeah, I got stung by one.
Really?
It came in the mail, actually. Yeah, it came in with mail. South Florida.
Yeah, just way too many legs on scorpions now. So, do you have any questions? Any more questions for us in the Hangouts? Do you have any questions specifically for anyone?
I would really love to hear and see some residue. I would really be interested to see some residue about a personal Mandela, like a name change, or not just family stories, because, God knows my family stories shift around. But something fundamental, like a real personal Mandela with the same kind of evidence we present, that would blow my freaking mind. I don't have any, but,
Brian, I got one.
Well, you have residue?
No,
Theresa?
but I have something that will blow you away. I used to have full-blown asthma, and one day I woke up and I don't have asthma no more.
Hmm.
Cool.
So the Mandela effect.
You would argue against that one, though.
The Mandela effect cured her health, apparently. I wish it would cure some of my
I did.
health.
I have an inhaler in my purse. I don't even use it.
But do you ever wonder, like, 'cause we've seen dead people, it seems like they come back to life. They've been dead, and it's like Nelson Mandela, and there was some other ones that people thought that they died, but they actually were still alive. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, no, I remember Mandela dying in jail.
That blows my mind. Like, seriously. Jeff, do you have any questions for? Does anybody have any questions for Maddie before he jumps off of here? Because we got to make room for one other person said he wanted to come on too.
Well, I wanted to ask Maddie, what was your wake up Mandela effect? I don't know if you said it or not, but what was your one that woke you up? Like mine was Skechers.
Yeah, Skechers is I knew about, but Berenstain Bears like is where I heard of it. But what woke me up was the globe. South America is 3,000 miles east of where it should be. I'm part Peruvian. Peru is kind of under the Baja Peninsula, underneath New Mexico and Arizona. It's not south of Florida and close to Florida.
Well, let me. I have to ask you something about that because did you grow up in school remembering your longitude and latitude of that country? Because it would blow my mind if that changed. You know.
No, I'm from part Peruvian way back in the day, and so I just am like, oh, where's Peru? What's my country like?
Well, see, I always.
I knew, I'm like, oh, it's over here.
I always remembered, like I spent most of my life in Georgia, and which is close to Alabama and Florida, and I remembered I'm 83 degrees west, or it's 83 and 38. It was weird. So 38 degrees north, 83 degrees west. That was my location. So do you remember any longitude and latitude? I mean, it'd be interesting to say if that changed for you.
I don't. No. So your longitude and latitude changed.
I'm curious.
I mean, like the continents could be. What if? Here's my thoughts. What if South America is trying to go back to the way it was, where it was actually joined with Africa? You know, what if they're trying to tell us something? You know, maybe a change that they're doing. I don't know.
Maybe I think. I mean, I don't agree with the whole Pangea thing. It's just too linear. You know, and they do match. You know, geometrically, but I do see like some sort of organizing pattern behind the Mandela effect. It seems to be degrading our reality and just stupefying. It's just making stuff inane, and it doesn't seem to be a beneficial thing. And it might be hopeful in that it allows for infinite possibility, but it doesn't seem to have a good pattern. And one story I'd like to share, I'll hang up after this. My roommate, when I became aware of the Mandela effect, he was a biologist, and he used to work at the Museum of Natural History in New York. And you're familiar with the Mandela effect and the sign of the Museum of Natural History, how the user V is now?
No.
Yeah, if you look up the Museum of Natural History, it's either in New York or DC. I could send pictures. But yeah, the U's are V's on museum. It just looks
yes,
weird.
I have seen that. That is really bizarre.
I haven't heard this one, and I've been to that museum many times.
It'll freak you out when you see it. It looks horrible.
Yeah, I got to see this.
Definitely gonna have to take a look at that one.
We worked there for years. He's like, this hasn't been there, and yet there you go. So.
Well, Maddie, I hope you continue to watch our show and recommend your friends to take a look too, because I do have a lot of videos out there. There are other great channels out there as well. Have you been to my website? Have you seen that?
No, I'm a YouTuber. I found you through following Sandy. Hey, Sandy.
Sandy's on mute. Sandy.
Love me some Sandy. Big brain on Sandy.
Sandy is smart. She's a whiz when it comes to this stuff, graphics and everything. And Yeah. Well, keep plugging away, and I really hope we do find the answers. Everything hidden cannot stay hidden forever. There will be one day we'll find out. We'll find out the answers. That's how I feel.
I let go of the need for answers. I just try to entertain as many theories as I can. I don't need closure. That's just me. But it's great to hear and talk to you guys for the first time. Love you guys. Love the show. Keep plugging away.
Yeah, Maddie. Hey, I love your sense of humor. Keep up the positive attitude with everything. You need to make you some T-shirts. For real.
Make T-shirts. Like 100%.
I hope you don't mind if I actually put one of yours on a T-shirt.
Oh, Lord, I'll be honored. All right, God bless you, fam. Love you. I'll see you in the chat.
All right.
Bye, Maddie.
Bye, Maddie.
Bye, Maddie.
Good night, Maddie.
Okay. Let's see. Who else was it? I think Rusty wanted to call in real quick. We got time for about a 10-minute. If we could do that.
One more caller. Hey, Curiouser, welcome. Everybody say hi to Curiouser in the chat.
Hi, Curiouser.
Yes.
Hi,
Hey,
Curiouser.
Yes, hi.
Okay, Rusty, whenever you want to call in, do I need to repost the number? Oh.
There you go.
Hello, caller, you're on the air.
Hey, what's up, Ron?
Hey, what's up? Is this Rusty?
Yep.
Oh, hey. How's it going?
Hey. Good, man. It's awesome to
Hey,
thank you
Rusty.
guys. I wanted to call in because I had personal proof. I mean, it's no good to any of you guys. You would have to trust my word, but it's a pretty cool story. Personal proof that this is actually happening. I mean, I'm sure a lot of us believe it, but something changes when you actually know for sure, which is kind of crazy. But anyway, what happened was when I got into it with Bernstein Bears, and then I got crazy into the rabbit hole by looking into all the original ones, and then the Apollo 13 original change. That had happened like 6 months before I got into it, but back then my YouTube was recommending all Mandela effect videos because I was watching so many of them. So I go on YouTube, and in my feed I see the original change video, right, for Apollo 13, and I'm watching a couple of them, and I was pretty sure it was Houston, we have a problem, but I can't say I watched the movie close enough to say for 100% certainty. So I'm watching a couple different videos. I'm literally watching a video of a guy. It wasn't anyone who does a bunch of videos, on a regular basis in the community. But I see him literally grab his Apollo 13 DVD and put it into his PlayStation, right? And he's playing the scene of the original change. And I'm literally looking at Tom Hanks' face on my screen say, Houston, we've had a problem. And I'm like, oh, wow, that's kind of crazy. And I'm watching videos of how the original recording said that, like the actual Apollo moon mission, like the recording from that mission, that's what they actually said, Houston, we've had a problem. So I'm watching all these videos, and I'm like, oh, that's crazy. And then about a week goes by. It couldn't have been more than 2 weeks. I go on YouTube, I see Mandela effect flip-flop. And I saw like a Tidy Cats flip-flop or something. I just assumed that the flip-flops were people who were like kind of confused. Like, you know how you kind of get the download and you can't quite remember if you remember the original change or the new one, So I didn't know about the flip-flops. I kind of thought maybe they were bullcrap, right? So anyway, I see Mandela effect flip-flop, Apollo 13, and I'm watching the videos, and I just lost I'm getting the chills right now talking about it. Again, someone plays the scene of Tom Hanks saying it,
and it's back to normal. Houston, we've had a problem, and I just like went in a shock. I didn't know what to do for a minute. I get the idea of going back into my YouTube history. I go back, all the videos I watched only a few days before are literally gone, totally wiped from all of existence. I'm seriously sitting here getting the chills talking about it. It's that crazy. And I almost like couldn't let myself believe it. I was so in shock for like a couple days. And even now I find myself sometimes like wondering if that's how it really went down. But there is no doubt in my head. I saw Tom Hanks say 2 different lines about a week apart, you know? So anyway, that's my story. I know I went a little long there without you guys talking, so feel free to respond.
It's okay. Rusty, I actually sent a link to our messenger chat. I actually covered it changed. Brian, can you pull up the link that I sent you, the Flickr?
Oh, he had to go take care of Evie.
There's more to it. Oh, I thought
So
it was
he
back.
might have stepped away for a second.
Because he answered the. Oh.
There's more to that, to the Apollo 13 show?
There's more to it now. Yeah, there's more to it. I can't show it to you though. That's what stinks. Oh, I see. You put a message in the thing.
It just blew my mind. I couldn't. It's just unreal. I think what happened was because I had just seen the original change like literally a week before, so it was so fresh in my head. Like I knew exactly what videos I watched, you know, and then they were literally just gone. It's just so crazy. And then you got like the BuzzFeed article. I saw that stuff after the fact, where it's like the #1 most commonly unquoted or misquoted movie line of all time or whatever. And now that article doesn't even make sense because it's correct. But it just so happens.
Yeah, I know. Well, see,
Misquoted
the
movie line
change that I found was actually. Oh, I'm sorry. I can't hear you.
No, go ahead.
What'd you say, Rusty? It's hard to hear you. My volume, I think. It was my volume. My volume just went down on its own. That was weird.
Doesn't want you to hear.
But yeah, it doesn't want me to hear. The actual quote, not the movie, the actual quote changed for me. Like the actual astronauts during the mission.
What is it now?
And well, that's the thing. I was going to see if, when Brian comes back, if he could show the presentation really quick. Because this is one he missed. This is when he was away.
Okay.
August of 2020.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to do stuff if he's not around.
Yeah, it is.
Is it in Flickr?
It's in Flickr, yeah. That's the link I put in there right above Brian saying he'd be right back. I'm telling him to show it when he gets back.
Did he get kicked off or is he? You there?
Huh? Yeah, we're here. What'd you say?
I thought I heard Brian for a second.
So did I. But it wasn't. It wasn't Brian. I thought the baby crying was on your end. And now it's,
on my end?
it was, yeah, it was probably Evie.
Have you guys had anything like that happen where like you literally have like your own personal proof? Like that's, you know, you couldn't deny even if you wanted to?
Oh, years ago. Like I don't know, but like there's been several times where I know I watched a video on something and the video just doesn't exist, or a video exists saying the opposite of what I remember the video saying.
Yeah, that happened a couple times. That really messes with me too, because I literally, I don't think I'm misremembering, you know? It's like, I don't know. How far reaching is this Mandela effect? It's crazy.
It happened to me
it's
with
everything.
Berenstein Bears.
Really?
Yeah, because I didn't fully, even though I noticed changes many years ago, I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know about the actual Mandela effect till 2020, and I was watching old Saturday morning cartoons on YouTube in 2019, and one of them was Berenstein Bears, and it was still Berenstein Bears. I remember distinctly seeing the E, so I must have shifted at a different time than other people. So that was weird, and I have a distinct memory of seeing it as Berenstein Bears that day that I watched it, and then I went back to the same video after I found out about the Mandela effect, and of course it was Berenstain.
Can I say something to that?
Yeah.
I think people who don't see the changes, don't see them, well, not all of them. I mean, some people they have the current memory and that's that. But I think some people who don't see the changes still see it the old way. So before you saw the change, you were seeing it the old way.
Right. I was seeing a few things the old way until I found out about this thing.
That's pretty interesting. I never thought of that.
And then,
yeah, we definitely shift at different times. And I've seen things that other people have never seen. Like I was talking about Hulk Hogan had two names for me in the 80s. It was Hulk Hogan and Hulk Hogan. So obviously I was in some kind of different reality than other people.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
It's so hard. It's so hard for me to like buy into, I don't know, like the alternate realities and stuff. It's like I clearly know something crazy is going on, but it's just so like foreign of an idea to me. It's hard for me to accept.
Yeah, it's just crazy. It's hard to wrap your head around, but there's definitely something going on.
Yeah,
for sure.
It took me a while. I remember leaving comments on Moneybags videos like, oh no, it was always Pennzoil because, you know, Pennsylvania P-E-N-N and William Penn is P-E-N-N. Because I didn't get it. You know what I'm saying? Like at first I was like, you know what I'm saying? You don't get it at first. It takes
Hey guys, I'm
being
back.
around
Sorry.
this to actually get it. It's okay. Brian, can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Rusty was talking about Apollo 13. This is a folder you missed from August of 2020 when you were gone. Not the movie, but the actual quote change. Yeah, can you show this one really quick?
Yeah, sure.
Because I don't know if Rusty's seen it. It says, again, this doesn't have to do with the movie. This has to do with the actual quote. Is she okay, Brian?
Yeah, she's in my arms. She's got her head on my shoulder.
Okay. All right, so the famous quote from Apollo 13, the actual quote from, not the movie, has changed for me.
When you talking, man?
In my reality, it was just John Lovell saying the famous quote, Houston, we've had a problem. But now it was Jack Swigert who first alerts NASA. Do you guys remember two people saying it? Or just one?
No, it was just the one.
Just one, yeah.
So here's the actual transcript. Yeah, Swigert says, okay, Houston, we've had a problem here. And then this is Houston. Say again, please. Then Lovell says, Houston, we've had a problem. We've had a main B bus undervolt. And then Roger, main B undervolt. And then that's it. So basically, so Swigert says, Houston, we've had a problem here. I don't remember the here at all. And then Lovell says, Houston, we've had a problem. We've had a main B bus undervolt. I don't remember this. I don't remember them both saying it.
That's crazy. I don't remember that at all.
I've never heard a version of the recording that is Swigert saying, okay, Houston, we've had a problem here.
What?
The film Apollo 13 includes Swigert saying a version of the historical quote. I don't remember this. So this is the script from the movie. Jack Swigert, hey, we've got a problem here. I don't remember him saying that in the movie. And this says, Houston, we have a problem.
Wait, so that at the top there is from the movie?
Yeah, this is the script from the movie. Jim Lovell, after hearing the explosion, what did you say? Jack Swigert, nothing. I stirred the tanks. Less than a minute later, one of the most well-known quotes in spaceflight history was transmitted back down to Earth. Houston, we've had a problem, Lovell said. On April 17th, nearly 90 hours after Lovell transmitted the phrase, Houston, we've had a problem, Apollo 13 safely splashed down the southern Pacific Ocean. I don't know why I wrote that part. But if Swigert said the quote first, why do we credit Lovell for saying it?
Wow. This is
I
crazy.
don't know. I don't remember him saying it.
No.
And then here's, I guess, residue.
I thought it was Houston, we have a problem.
It says coined by Jack Swigert. Do you see that at the bottom? Coined by Jack Swigert, not Lovell. Swigert. I hope I'm saying his name right.
Unfortunately, I don't think I've ever watched the original, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah, but it's in the movie now, too. Now Swigert says, I think we have a problem here. Like he says, like it's different, but he still says something. And why are they giving Lovell the credit when it was coined by Jack?
I know, I can hear in the back of my mind, Houston, we have a problem.
Yeah, right now, in the movie, it's Houston, we have a problem. But it was...
Yeah, it's a flop. This is before the flip-flop.
Houston, we've had a problem. And then it's swapped back, which is ridiculous because I saw both of those videos within a week or two of each other. So I almost have like my own personal proof that this is really happening, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, that's one of the big ones, obviously, for me. But Tom Hanks is involved in
And
a
if
lot
you
of
go back, Brian,
He is, yeah.
go back, Brian.
ridiculous.
Go back, Brian. So all of this residue here, these people are remembering the word here at the end. Houston, we've had a problem here. Houston, we have a problem here. I don't remember that here being there.
No, not at all. Never.
Never. No.
What? Houston, we've had a problem here. No, that was not part of the original change. I remember it clear as day. That's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely flip-flopped. Yeah, that one for me, that was a big flip-flop. That one I got to hear it flip a couple of times.
Yeah.
That was crazy. When I first
Welcome,
started
Cabin
learning,
Life and CPR Mama. Hey,
I
Michael Fontaine.
actually
Yeah,
have
also here was
here.
not the end. No here for me either.
I actually have handwritten proof of a Bible verse change. I've showed this one before, but it was a long time ago. So you guys want to talk about personal Mandela effects? This is one that my family basically wanted to like put me in an insane asylum over. They thought I was crazy. Because Psalms 119, 105, thy word is the lamp unto my feet. It's not that anymore, and I can show you. I'll turn my camera on. If you can, I can't see the camera. Can you see it? Which direction do I need to go? I can't see. Yeah, how it says, thy word is the.
Oh, wow.
It's hard to see.
What is the exact verse
Many
again?
times bigger by any chance? There we go.
Thy Lord is the lamp. What?
Lamp under
Unto?
my feet or something?
Thy word is the lamp.
Unto.
Yep, unto. And then here is my Bible. Let's see, 119, 105.
What does it say? I can't read it.
All right, it's really hard to get this lined up because I'm looking at it flipped. Thy word is a lamp.
It says, is a lamp. Wow.
Oh. Yeah, see how it says a lamp?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it says
So,
a lamp.
I did this drawing. Let's see. Have the date on it. I should have a date on it somewhere. I did not put a date, which is weird. But it is in my old thing where I put, like, I love England. I did all of this back in 99. So these drawings were done in 1989. Yeah, so if I can, I closed it up. Get back to the picture again. So that for me, that was a big one. My sister's like, "Oh, you just wrote it down wrong." I'm like, I painstakingly made sure to write. I don't know. I had that little premonition of make sure that you write down an identical. I don't know why it doesn't want to go. And you can see
Is it the same in all the versions of the Bible?
The lamp. So it's. What did
Yep.
you say, Rusty? Sorry about that.
That's not an A. I only read one version, so I don't. My dad was King James only. That's what we've always read. So
Gotcha.
it's not like I got a different version of the Bible, and I believe New King James also has the same translation. I believe every translation's the same. But yeah, that was a big like what? I'm like, because when I pulled that out, when I learned about the Mandela effect, I pulled that out and I pulled my Bible out, and that's when I saw the difference. And I'm like, I even showed it to my family, and they're like, no, you just wrote it down wrong. You're just misremembering it, so you wrote it wrong. It's like, no, that's not. I'm like, I remember very.
Let me ask you something. You guys remember Jesus saying that he says ye shall be like gods? You remember Jesus saying that in the Bible?
No, that sounds like the Book of Mormon.
Where is that?
I gotta find that verse.
I wish in the same notebook I had the English flag. The English flag, I'm like, and I don't have it anymore, unfortunately. I wish I did, because I used to draw it all the time. Because I love England. I love all of the British things. Which is why I said, England, let's go. Because that's what I really like England. So, like, I actually drew it and everything. I wish I could say this was like a tracing, so I could, correct geography, but I did it by hand, so it's going to be a little bit different.
I believe you that was
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I know there is a song that is Amy Grant and Michael W. Smith sing, where they do sing it. It's a little bit different. And my sister's like, oh, you're just confusing it with this. I'm like, I never listened to that version, though. I didn't like that song. So like, I'm not getting it confused. So,
Yeah, I've really got to end the show, you guys, because my little girl, she's awake. But I really enjoyed the show. You guys are awesome. Thank you for showing up tonight, and especially for the people who called in as well.
yes, thank you.
Thank you,
Rusty is
guys.
still on the phone, Brian.
What?
He's still here, Brian.
Yeah.
Rusty is still here.
Yes, Rusty, are you still there? Yeah. Yeah, thanks for calling in tonight.
No problem.
Yeah, I just wanted to share that because everyone's like personal Mandela effect, and that's the closest.
Evie's still up, Brian?
I actually have proof.
No, she woke up. I'm trying to get her to sleep.
Oh no, that's late for a child.
Yeah, thankfully my little girl didn't wake up with all the noises and we couldn't find this. Just slamming doors, trying to get the doors open.
All right, well, oh man. Well, everybody have a great Mandela Effect night. God bless everyone.
Good night, everyone.
See you next week.
Good
Coming.
night. Good night, everyone. Thank you for calling in, guys. Rusty and
Thank you,
Maddie,
guys.
thanks for calling in.
Bye, Rusty.
Good night,
Good night,
everyone.
Rusty.
Right.
Good night, everyone.
Good night,
Good
guys.
night.